G'day guys, welcome to Scotch Down Under.
Hey!
And today we're doing a special episode. We're at the set of Bogan's Guide to Wine.
Yay!
So I'm Ken.
I'm Sammy.
I'm the cue ball.
And I'm Groomer!
So we're doing a crossover episode with Bogan's Guide to Wine, link down here. And today we're going to have a look at Ardbeg 10. So yeah, we're having the Ardbeg 10, and as Q-Ball and myself were reading earlier, last Tuesday was the International Whisky Awards.
Shall I?
Yes.
Shall I?
So while he's bringing that up,
This is impressive, I've got to say.
they wiped the living hell out of the awards this year.
This
Oh,
guy.
hell yeah.
This Ardbeg, the company, the distillery, and even this bottling.
As they
This.
should do.
All right, are we ready?
Yep.
Okay, so 2020 International Whisky Awards. Ardbeg, Distillery of the Year. Best Single Malt. Best Single Malt Non-Age Statement. Best Single Malt Under 10 Years. This is all Scotch, obviously. Second place for this exact whiskey.
Last year it was
in
first
Best
place.
Single Malt 10 Years old.
Yep.
Then I've got to scroll through some other ones. And then there's more comes up. So best Isla single malt, first and second. And then, so space on, blah, 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 blah. Best cast strength, best peated.
Wow!
Best under 10 year.
And it keeps going.
And not only that, each one of those categories, first, second, and third, they were pulling out first, second, and third. And
Wow.
one of those
Yeah,
categories.
with different expressions, yeah. And the black.
The black.
We have to say it like that because it is genuinely spelt with like 3 or 4 A's in the name.
Yep.
The black and the
Black committee.
The committee edition placed first and second, third in a couple of different categories as well. So
Yeah. So we're not expecting much.
phenomenal.
Not expecting much.
Not much at all. So these guys have been around for a little while, and back in '97, Glenmorangie actually bought them. So Glenmorangie was another one of that got a ton of awards. So they actually own Ardbeg. So they,
Jeez.
between
And
the
see,
two of them,
I gotta pick out. I do know Glenmorangie.
You'll like this. This is the tie-in because Glenmorangie owns Ardbeg, and Glenmorangie is actually owned by Moe Hennessy.
Ah! Beautiful.
Yeah.
It all
Yeah.
comes together.
this labeling of this box is absolutely awesome. Pretty much every one of the expressions other than the grooves are in this nice black thing. And then when you're half drunk, you get to look on the back and go into a bit of history of the whole.
So they're expressions.
They're
I picked
expressions.
up. What's an expression, mate?
So from a distillery, you get different expressions. So similar to wine, where you would get a Shiraz and a Merlot and etc. etc. You
Okay.
would call them an expression.
Right.
Well,
Which
that's
I
actually
always
a
find a
variety.
bit wanky.
A variety,
myself,
yeah. But
you know.
But with whiskey, the expressions are age statements,
cask maturation.
cask style, whether they use just a straight ex bourbon or whether it's done in a sherry cask, port cask, whatever.
Yeah, okay. Well,
So here you going with the label. Is there any?
yeah, I was going to say, let's just focus on the label for a sec. But yeah, that's intimidating as hell to me. That's super Celtic. Big black box with the lovely embossed. What would you call that? That's
Tribal looking art.
like an imprint,
It's
though.
like
I'm trying to remember
Celtic.
Yeah,
Or
and
almost
there's
Pictish.
on the
Pictish.
side there's a nice little
Yeah, so I
Celtic
was looking
knots.
at that. That's
Yeah.
lovely as well. So it's a
Yeah.
sticker on top of a box, which is interesting. And I'm guessing that's another sticker on the back of the other box. Do you think that's printed on, or is that laminated, do you reckon, onto the box?
That's actually laminated into the box.
Into the box.
Set into the box.
So maybe that's what's happening here. Yeah, actually, no, I think you're dead right. Should we have a look at the bottle?
Yep, crack it open.
Crack the bottle open. Ah,
Yeah, it's got a
comes with a child-proof lock.
yep anti-disposal, and even inside here, it's got a little bit of stuff in the side here on the top, and you got some paraphernalia that they give you.
Hey.
So
Yeah.
about a few of the other expressions, as well as a little form here to join the committee release club.
So there's $10 worth of merchandising inside the actual bottle.
I mean, this is
It's
the
a photo
thing
of
with,
my great grandfather.
Upside down too.
He looks the same upside down.
with whiskey packaging and bottling in general. The standard is just ridiculous. Distilleries just they take it to another level when it comes to packaging and presentation.
So what do you think of the bottle?
I think that's a very cool looking. It had that on your. Have you had that on your shelf or your wine bar? That says, "I know my Scotch, biatch."
I'm part of the cult.
This is not Johnny Walker shit. That's what it says to me. It looks serious. It looks like this is not for your normal old pleb.
And that's not embossed, that's molded into the glass.
Yeah. The actual shape of the bottle's lovely as well.
Classy
So,
as
And the
hell.
colour too, I love the green.
Yeah.
very impressed.
Yeah, you've said it all. It's just awesome, you know. It's like Maiden Castle.
Oh yes, I remember that joke. That was that. Which Michael Python was that?
Yeah, I cannot comment any further on what you've said.
Let's have a sniff of this.
Yeah,
sucker.
let's have a sniff.
What should we be looking for on the nose here, you boys?
Well, you immediately, because this is Isla, you're going to get that reaction.
It's Isla Peat.
You're going to get Pete.
So there's that oiliness, that almost iodine stringency,
Cleans out your sinuses, makes your eyes
earthy,
weep a little bit.
smoky.
Yeah, you don't get any kind of that seaweedy thing that you get from some Isla.
Like a Talisker.
Yeah. It's clean. It's a clean smell.
You can't just stick your nose in there
Yeah.
like a wine and just draw on it because your
I get
nose will explode.
Yeah.
I get lost in these. I really do.
And I was having this the other night and I was like, this is actually quite sweeter than what I actually remembered. There's a lot of sweetness.
There is
Yeah.
a little honey
Yeah.
caramelly oak.
I was
I
going
was
to
about to say,
say caramel for sure.
I wouldn't have said a honey sweetness myself, but
More caramel than honey, but it's
That's pungent.
It's good, isn't it?
oh yeah.
yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
Welcome to the cult, my friend.
Let's get a taste, boys.
This is my favourite bit of the show.
Slancha.
Slanjava.
Now, see, you fucked up there.
Yeah.
Because with a whiskey, it should be a small sip,
Snip, small snip, right in
a
the neck.
small sip, straight down. Don't let it sit in the mouth straight away. Small sip, straight down.
For that exact reason.
As you were saying, it was just building and building.
Yep.
Virgin.
Yeah.
Virgin.
So your first sip should be a little sip just to get your palate and the ABV to get acclimatized. Then after you can let it
That first sip, there's that oiliness,
Yes.
coat the whole
smoke.
tongue.
Yeah.
Tell you what, though, big
Oily,
mouthful of that,
smoke,
followed by
and
a
you get
bit
the
of Guinness.
alcohol. You're always going to get that
Lovely
alcohol hit,
combination.
aren't you? But yeah.
Guinness is amazing with a smoky peated whiskey.
Like, I know, because you guys were carrying on. I was just saying, after my big draw of that, followed it with that, and that was a wonderful little double fister.
Try it the other way around too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm on the old James Squire, the Jack of Spades.
Oh,
the
that's
Jack
awesome
of
too.
Spades.
That's even better. Oh, I like that.
It's a
I
very
like
common,
that.
It's a very common thing to do with whiskey is to have like a boilermaker where you have one or the other.
So
Depth
Boilermakers,
charger.
so into boiler, don't you normally drop the? No, you just double.
Traditionally, they pair them.
That's
Side by side.
sensational. A bit of Guinness and a
You're,
splash.
you're
of that.
thinking depth charge when you actually drop a whiskey into a beer.
Okay, rightio.
So I get quite a bit of
I
sweetness
could never
out of
afford
this.
those at the club.
So now that you've had your depth charge boilermaker, what are you thinking?
No, that's sensational. So what are you guys doing now? Dropping in a little bit of water.
Yep. So we're
Have
dropping
I
a
got
little bit of water.
enough left in there?
So
Yep. So this water, you don't want to put any normal tap water into your whiskey because it has minerals and harshness in it that can pretty much ruin it.
Especially Jordan water.
Yeah. So this stuff is from New Zealand.
What?
Yep. New Zealand, and it's a real soft.
Send to us by New Zealand bogans.
You import your water.
For my whiskey, yes.
Fuck me. Okay.
It's about the purity of the water.
Yep.
I've heard of boutique bloody dry ginger ales and stuff, but fucking boutique water that you're in. Okay, rightio.
So yeah, stuff happens in the glass when you add water. Stuff
yeah.
gets released and stuff disappears.
Yeah, it does disappear. You're right.
Oh, look what you've done.
You add water,
Evaporated.
it bloody disappears.
Oh, is it going to be one of those shows? In that case, hem.
Oh,
Have I got enough in there to...
well, you've got enough for a little sip because you've got to try it with the water.
Yep.
Oh, I did. It was really nice.
Yep.
We'll add some more water.
I love whiskey when I can. Whiskey, Johnny. Whiskey in a frying pan. Whiskey for my Johnny, oh.
All right, so we've added the water.
Yep.
So we're going to be finding something a little bit
Yep.
different
So
going
you
on.
do a nose, do another
do a nose
toast, and you'll
again?
nose that it's different.
I mean, the
It's
biggest
much
thing
easier
that,
on the nose. It still gets a little body, but I can get a little bit more of your honey, and there's a
Yeah.
bit of
More
almost...
floral.
the biggest thing that water does is drop the
I
alcohol
was going to say
volume.
fairy floss. I'm getting a little
Yeah,
bit of
yeah.
candy
Yep.
sort of overtones.
There's a sweetness there.
Musky.
Musky.
Like a musk stick.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier on the nose, so I'm not... Back of my head's not ripping off.
But
You gotta go gently.
The,
Can I
the
drink it now?
peat dissipates, but it's still there, so you've still got that smoke and moss in the background.
Yeah.
Pete's
it's
always
wafting over
there.
the top.
Always. It's a constant.
Pete's a great guy to drink whiskey with.
Oh, I love Pete.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's that's a total contradiction of what I just did though. That just went down really creamy, really.
Did you just
smooth.
drink all of that?
Was I not meant to?
You meant to take tiny little sips.
Well. But yeah, that went down very, very smooth, obviously, because that was lovely. It was much. I'm starting. I like putting. I've started because it's winter. I fall back into whiskies and not this level of stuff, but you know, your Jack Daniels or whatever. But I'm starting to drink it with soda water, just to
Yeah.
have that little bit of bubble and whatnot. And I've always thought that was just watering down your booze, but
No.
this is the first time I've had actually straight water. Granted, not imported New Zealand water, but it's the first time I've had just straight water in the whiskey before, and that's sensational.
It makes a big difference.
It made a huge difference to the texture and everything. That was
Yep.
really quite interesting.
And the highballs that you're having adding soda, that's huge in Japan.
Highball.
The highball.
That's the name of my motorcycle, actually. It's a highball.
Oh, there you
victory.
go.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of the Ardbeg 10?
I like it too much, and that scares me.
you keep drinking it.
Yeah. No, you
You meant
can.
to sip it.
Couple of mates, you'll smash a bottle of this out. No problem at all.
Most Isla whiskies are dangerous because you get drawn in by that smoke and that underlying sweetness that a lot of them have. And yeah, before you know it, even just sitting there cracking a bottle for the first time by yourself, before you know it, you're a third of a bottle deep.
So,
Yeah, what are our final thoughts about
Fine,
it?
so say anyone else got anything else to add?
No,
Final
awesome,
thoughts?
awesome whiskey.
Knows how much you expect to pay for a bottle of this.
Well, Ardbeg
And I'm
10...
feeling you guys know how much this is worth, so am I the only one that doesn't know?
It's been a long time since I've actually bought one, so I genuinely can't remember.
Okay, I reckon you wouldn't get much change out of that. Oh, I reckon that's minimum $80 bottle of wine.
What are you thinking?
Well,
Wine.
it depends where you are. If you're out
Minimum.
bush, you pay $100. 10, yeah, it's 10. So I think I've paid as little as 90.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
As
well,
little as 90, so
Pretty sure it's around 90-95 depending
Yep.
on where you shop.
90.95 is the consensus I was seeing
Which
on most
for a
places.
quality 10-year-old Isla, not unreasonable.
Oh,
at all.
worth every bloody dollar.
Yeah, and this is their standard release. They've got a whole bunch of other releases that are amazing, and they've just brought out a 5-year-old called the Wee Beastie.
The Wee Beastie.
Yeah,
I
which
like
is
the
a
sound of
Which,
that.
yeah.
which won best in its category.
Yep, best in its category, and you can't get it anywhere other than US at the moment. You can't even get it in Scotland. So, and it's going to be a staple release of the Ardbeg lineup, but this is their staple, and I'm never ever going to be without this on a bottle. So for me, I'm going to give this 9.6, 9.7.
Wow.
Yeah. Never not have this on the bar.
Solid 9.5 from me. It is just it's one of those. that it's the epitome of an Islay single malt. You
Well,
know.
I give a fucking solid 10 because I'm Scottish and it's free!
That's a good spot to do it. Yeah, that's perfect.
And yeah, for me, that's bloody 9.5, 10. That's one of the best whiskies I've tried in a very, very long time. So yeah, well done, Ardbeg.
So thanks, Ampy, for having us on the set of Bogan's Guide to Wine. Make sure you check the guys out down here. And until next time, have a good one.
Praise be to Ardbeg.
Praise the gods.
And yet it has the most devout following.
The cult.
I mean, it is called the cult of Ardbeg for a reason. Ardbeg, sorry.
And it's not a
for
cult.
a reason. It's not a cult. It's not a cult.